Hi everyone, you reach Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. For all of you out there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. Hit the like button, chat with me in the comments, and when I get opportunity, I will chat back. And share my video with your friends and family so that they can come to my channel and get to know me also. I'm here today with a quick video on Kevin Hunter. Kevin Hunter recently sat down and did an interview, and it's titled Hunted, the King Behind the Purple Chair Power. And listen, it's a two-part interview. If you didn't read it, go and read it. It's really interesting. You know, I had to read it twice. And the reason why I had to read it twice is because I said to myself, is Kevin for real? Did he really say some of the things that he said in this article? And does he just not get it? And I came to the conclusion after reading it twice, unfortunately, he just doesn't get it. You know, he feels like he was the wind beneath Wendy Williams' wings. He also feels like if it wasn't for him, we would not know Wendy Williams' name. And I said, oh my goodness, you got it so twisted, Mr. Hunter. If you never met Wendy Williams, we wouldn't know your name. He tells a story of pretty much like when they first met and how she was working for the radio station. She really wasn't making a lot of money and she had a bad contract. He helped her get a criminal lawyer because they couldn't get an entertainment lawyer to take their case. Got her out of that bad contract, and once he got her out of that bad contract, they started shopping around to get better deals to promote her brand, okay? And he said that he also told her, like, you're good enough, okay, you're smart enough, and you should be making more money, and I'm going to help you make sure that you know what, you get to be who you want to be. And I'm kind of paraphrasing, guys, into my own words. So hence, they land a deal with Denmark Mercury, and then we get the Wendy Williams show. Now, the only thing he really gives Wendy Williams credit for when it comes to the Wendy Williams show is the purple chair. He claims that, you know, Wendy did pick out the purple chair, but everything else that had to do with the Wendy Williams show, it was all Kevin Hunter. He was the decor. He was the guest. He was the brainchild between the segment Hot Topics. He claims that he came up with Hot Topics. Well, hold on 1.2 seconds. I am the queen of watching daytime TV, okay? Daytime talk shows was my pastime. I absolutely loved them. I'm talking Oprah Winfrey, Montel Williams, Sally Jesse Raphael with the red glasses. I'm talking Ricky Lake, Phil Donahue. Okay, I was the queen of watching some talk shows. And I also like my little nighttime shows too. Like I like Dateline 2020. Like I was really into those things like big. And I loved, when I say love Barbara Walters for whatever reason. I used to always watch her Barbara Walters specials, and I always watched when she did segments on 2020. Well, when Barbara Walters announced that she was doing a daytime show and it was called The View, I was tuned in from day one. Now, The View started in 1997, and the only reason why I'm bringing that up, because in 1997 when The View started, guess what they had a segment called? They had a segment called Hot Topics. Go look it up, people. I'm not making this up. Now, they had their segment called Hot Topics, but yet Kevin Hunter claims he's the brainchild between Hot Topics, okay? And so Wendy Williams' show started in 2008 and ran all the way to 2022, right? And so in 1997, guys, The View started a segment called Hot Topics. So Kevin Hunter, you are not the creator of a concept called Hot Topics. Yes, you might have did a remix on it for the Wendy Williams show, but you're not the creator of it, okay? So the king behind the purple chair, I'm not quite sure how you became the king behind the purple chair when there's nothing that you really originated for the Wendy Williams show. But let's carry on. Since he said he was the king and he helped her do a lot of stuff when it came to the Wendy Williams show, That is why he feels that he deserves half of her money, half of everything that she made when she was on this show. And it moves to the point where he is pissed that he is now no longer getting his alimony. He said he deserves it. Not only does he deserve it, he is also saying that Kevin Jr. deserves whatever money he's supposed to get. And he's mad that Wells Fargo in this conservator over her financial conservator over her money is not giving him his money. Now let's talk about the marriage, because he tells a little story about his childhood. And I think he tells this story so we can get an understanding as to why he had a wife, a mistress, and like a whole nother family. He pretty much is saying that he got it from his mama. So he tells a story about growing up in the projects with a single mom. Mom lived on the 5th floor. This man lived on the 8th floor. He had a whole family, wife and kids, ends up leaving his wife and his kids to marry Kevin's mother, all right? But when the mother got married and this guy moved them out the projects, the mom was for the streets, okay? And listen, this is his story, not mine. The mom was for the streets, kept going back to the projects. Some days she would leave them in the house with her husband 3 to 4 days, not come back because she was with her men. She was doing what she had to do. So I think he kind of told that story to give us a little bit of background into his childhood, but to really give us an explanation as to why, he learned or felt it was acceptable for him to have a wife and somebody else on the side, because that's what he saw mama do when he was growing up. He also tells that his mom pretty much, lied to him initially about who his father was. So although he bears the last name Hunter, that man was not his biological father, but he was told for a good time period that the man was, and the mom was being messy because she would send him off into this other guy that she claimed was the godfather, and that was the guy who was actually Kevin's biological father. Now, because the mom was running the streets and not being with her husband, that was none of her children's father, he started to fall apart, and that relationship started to fall apart between Kevin's mom and her husband. So the husband wasn't treating the kids right. Sometimes Kevin was getting locked out of the house. So Kevin, at a very young age, had to learn how to get out in those streets and hustle and fend for himself. And that's what he did. And I think Kevin added all of these pieces to this article and to the story so that we can get a better understanding as to, listen, I'm not a bad guy. I'm a product of my upbringing and my environment, and I did the best that I could, so to speak. But he also wanted to let us know that he was the creator and the power behind the Wendy Williams show, and that's why he pretty much deserves half of her money. And so he kind of tops it off by saying that once he left the Wendy Williams show, once he was no longer a producer on that show, the show tanked without him, okay? So that was him giving proof that without him, that show was nothing. But I'm not buying into that. And the reason why I'm not buying into that is because, one, I think the show tanked because when he left, that was also the breakdown of Wendy Williams as a person. So I don't think that it was just because he left that things started to go away. I think it was mainly because everything that was going on with Wendy Williams, she couldn't show up as the person that she was when she first started that show when he left, because of everything that he kind of took her through. He also mentions that, Wendy pretty much knew about Serena at one point. And when she found out, they decided to stay together and kind of work it through. But he knew that, in hindsight, that he should have just left at that point. And he often wonders, what would have happened if he didn't stay and just left at that point. The article was messy. Kevin is Kevin, and I don't think that Kevin Hunter will ever change. And this is one thing I really want to say. If he was truly the king behind the purple chair of power. And he was the reason why the Wendy Williams show was what it was. Why at this point in his life can he recreate that magic with someone else? For instance, his baby mother, Serena, she is a vegan, right? She helped him become a vegan. And we are in a time period right now where everybody is so into health because they realize that health is wealth. And there's so many people interested in becoming vegans and just learning how to make good food, that is vegan. So you have someone there that is part of a popular trend right now, and you can't seem to get her up to the level of success where Wendy Williams was, but you claim that you was the wind beneath Wendy Williams' wings, and if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't know who Wendy Williams is. So why isn't it that we don't really know Serena in a professional way if you are that great and could take any talent and make them everything? So you know why you can't, Kevin? Because Wendy Williams was going to be Wendy Williams whether she met you or not. The girl has talent. The girl was meant to be a radio disc jockey, and then what she did on her Wendy Williams show is iconic. And it might not have happened the way it happened with you, but because Wendy Williams had that in her, everything, her path in terms of her career, it would have happened whether she met you or not. Now, I'll close out by saying this. Kevin, does he deserve, let's just say the roles was reversed and, this was a female divorcing her husband who was this iconic TV show host. Do I think that that wife should have got what is due to her for her role in this business? I would say absolutely yes. But with Kevin, I think he got more than his fair share. I think it is enough, and I think it's time for him to just go away. And every time I think about Wendy Williams and Kevin Hunter, I think about that song by Beyonce from Dreamgirls, where that song that's called Listen, and she said, I found the voice you think you gave to me. I think Wendy Williams, and I wish she would have found her voice that she felt Kevin Hunter gave to her way before all of these other ailments and addictions kind of took over her life. And I think Wendy Williams truly believed everything that Kevin Hunter said, that he was her everything. And without him, she wasn't going to be anything. I think Wendy Williams kind of fed into that, and I think that was part of her destruction. But listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. Do you think that Kevin Hunter is the king behind Wendy Williams' purple iconic chair? Do you think that there would not have been a Wendy Williams show without Kevin Hunter? Or do you think that Wendy would have been Wendy whether she met Kevin or not? Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to hit the like button. Chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. And I'll see you on the next video.